Welcome to the Motley Few Adventure Hour, or 90 typically, but maybe tonight an hour. We'll see how far we get. My voice is for some reason very deep tonight. I don't know why, but I'll take it. So I'm very manly, or I say myself. Cool. So here we are. So when we were last here, you guys thwarted my plans. You made your way into the room with the alligator lizard. I can't remember exactly what we established. It was the sepulcher of, I believe, dark, right, or of night. Is that correct?
I can't remember.
Well, one of you.
The alligator one? No,
yeah.
The night, the scorpion. I don't remember who has the one from the alligator, but it wasn't night.
So maybe it was dusk. Was it dusk? Well, we know it's not day because you made your way anyway. While you're figuring that out, so you guys found out that these generals, hit pretty hard. But before too much damage was done, you decided to play this room a little bit different. You made your way in, you divided and conquered, and while one person was distracting the Lizard King, the others were grabbing sepulcher. 50 tries later. By the time we end this campaign, I'll know how to pronounce it. Which was cool. And I thought, cool, they've got that, but I'm going to be able to wipe you guys out with this bad boy anyway, right? But no, Mr. I have to remember the name of your characters. I've run too many damn games.
It was
Atreus. Yeah,
no,
Atreus.
It was Sue.
Oh, it was Sue that did it? Oh, yeah, Sue. Yeah, so Sue cast Sleep with advantage on the Lizard King, and much to my chagrin, he slept. So he is slumbering away in his lair. Now he'll sleep for 8 hours. So it's 12:15. Time check. So either you knock out the baddies and the big boss within the next 8 hours, which means no long rest, or he'll likely wake up. Right? So, just be mindful of the time. I'd set your watch for 8 p.m. Give yourself a little extra buffer. All right. So you guys thwarted, got the sepulcher, and you guys picked up a couple of magical items. I believe, David, did you grab those? Would you like to remind the team what you have in your possession? Oh, you didn't know there'd be a quiz. This is partially for Sue's benefit, because Sue was not able to join last week.
Is there a way to link an item into the chat?
There is. Did you want me to tell you how, or was it like a puzzle you wanted to solve on your own?
Yeah, that would be cool. Know how?
Well, so right-click over it and see if it has if describe is an option. Also, try dragging the item itself into the chat window.
I don't know that I was the one that picked anything up. I've got potions from previously.
There you go. So you can now see the Scepter of Dawn. The Mantle of Names.
Yeah, it was Dob Bull that picked up this stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so the Mantle of... So I can do this.
We should have another scepter somewhere, right?
What's that?
Somebody should have another scepter. Right?
Somebody should. Right, so there's the cape that you found. Right? And for the scepter... Now, when you were last here... Oh, let me finish the full-on narrative.
Oh, I have one of them.
Ah, there you go. So, you got the thing that you needed, right? You're trying to get these scepters to unlock some sort of a temporal key in that main area. Abasi's, been guiding you loosely through this. Yeah, you guys decided to make your way around to near where the treasure, like sort of the treasure keep was, and had Abasi sort of open the door. I think you intended him to creak the door open, but these are large ass, metal doors. And you were greeted. You were greeted by the next general, a bird named Nekbel Amun, or the Watchful Eye. So this general sort of foresaw you coming, and the first thing it asked when you entered was, "Have you bought me trinkets and treasures, baubles and bits?" And says it was especially interested in the magics. So I believe the general discussion was, you've killed a general, you've slept a general, perhaps you can coerce this one. I think was sort of the thought. This is a sort of a tricky general, right? You don't get the feeling he's above board, right? If there were a used car salesman in this game, probably would be this guy. So that finds you where you are. I believe you guys slipped back out the door, or no, wait, you never walked into the room, correct? You just were looking through the doorway.
Yeah, we just opened the door. To my chagrin, that I said, just open it softly and slowly and peek inside. But Abasi couldn't do that because it was a large door, so it just opened, and then the general saw.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was. It was like trying to open a giant door silently. Yeah. And I believe that he wasn't. He felt a little annoyed that you sort of busted his ass on that, if I remember correctly. Maybe I think he mentioned that this was the third door, and none of them have been quiet, tiny little doors. So what did you expect? But anyway, in general, he seems to be a stand-up dude. You're all good to go. All right. So here we are. Right. You're not in combat, so that's a good change of pace. But I'm going to defer to you guys. What are you going to do?
What do we have to offer him if we want to go that route? I mean, we have the mantle. I'm assuming we need to keep the scepters, but the armor that I have could definitely give.
I have I've got a potion of resistance that I could offer, or of poison resistance, because he does like the magics.
Well, do we want to offer him something that's truly magical? Because I do have a vial of perfume, and I have the cantrip minor illusions. So I could make the vial of perfume seem like a rare potion of like strength or water breathing or something, and we could try to deceive him if we wanted to. That's one thing we could do.
Might I ask you, which of you is the strongest with perception or against my heart deception? Because I have some ideas.
I would say I have a plus 12 in deception.
Yeah, I'm plus 9.
So deceiving seems to be your path. May your God smile upon you. My thoughts are, and again, this is nothing I've learned from my studies, but just sort of reading the room. This is Nekbel Amun, and this general is a shifty general, probably as likely to be persuaded or tricked as this trickster is to trick you or persuade you. And I'm thinking, Amun, Nekbel Amun, he's got a pretty good gig, I would imagine, with the Demon Queen. Right? There's something. So I think offering him, in his words, baubles. I'm not sure he's being honest with his just desire for baubles. I think you will need to find something that can land him in a place better than the Demon Queen can offer him. Because otherwise, why?
Do we offer him his freedom from the Demon Queen?
That's an interesting proposition. I don't know that he doesn't have his freedom in some way, shape, or form as is.
Well, you would assume he doesn't. He's somehow bound to her, I would guess, given that he's been down here for hundreds, if not thousands of years, protecting her. So my guess is she has some sort of power over all four of these generals. So if we offer him his freedom to be able to go get as many baubles as he wants and not have to worry about the Demon Queen holding him to whatever deal that they made, that may be of interest to him.
Well, let me tell you what I know from my studies of Nikabelamun.
Please do.
So, Nikabelamun was once a mortal man of legendary avarice. For his blind selfishness and insatiable greed, the gods cursed him, twisting his form into that of a hybrid between a vulture and a man. Outcast. He would languish forever at the edge of immortal society, only allowed access to the scraps they left behind. As you can imagine, this didn't do much for his self-esteem. In his despair, he turned to desperately gathering up shreds of magic and making deals with otherworldly beings in the hopes of restoring himself. He is the least loyal of Nekhlabet's generals, having only greed to serve her because of the immortality that she would grant him, assured him the time to find the end to his curse. So again, it seems to me that the Demon Queen is a means to an end for Nekbelamun. And perhaps there is something bigger than that you might come up with. But that's all I know from my studies.
Do you know if you're from your studies, all the generals have pretty much been locked in here, correct? For the last couple thousand years, from what I remember, or hundreds of years with her?
Yes, but being mindful of the fact that the Demon Queen did not lock them in. She too was locked in.
Right.
So they will likely hold no avarice towards her.
No, I'm wondering if they've been down here this long, there has been some changes and new things found. So maybe we can make him believe that we have a way to end his curse back where we come from. And if he gives us the sepulchre or whatever it is, we will provide him an end to his curse.
Yes, the to be clear, we're getting the scepters, right, from the other tombs.
Yeah.
Because despite my knowledge, I cannot remember the damn word.
If we do that, we could try to deceive him into believing that we have some sort of cure to his curse, because over the hundreds of years, there has been a lot of changes in magics, and many people now know how to end curses of this type. Do we want to try that? It is risky, because my concern is if we give one of our items, either he's lying to us and he just is trying to get us to give him something so he could kill one of us. But also, if we give him these magic items we found, we may need those to battle the Demon Queen. They seem like they would be very helpful for us to battle the Demon Queen. What are your guys' thoughts?
I defer to the party. I have my thoughts, but I would like to hear from the rest of you first. I'm biased.
I'm not super convinced that we have anything that he would find that great, I guess. So anyway, I think going after his something that's clearly part of his backstory makes sense. That's really what he wants.
Admis, what do you think? You look like you're maybe not convinced as this course of action.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get his mortality back. And if we had something that we could make him believe will get his mortality back, we might be in a better spot.
And I urge you all to make sure you keep your voices down, as he probably has keen hearing.
We've been whispering this whole time amongst ourselves. Retcon.
So
Yeah.
I feel I agree. I agree with Dabol and Cadmus both. I think though that I caution to not overpromise and underdeliver, lest he ask for proof or what have you. Perhaps enough of attempt would be the offer to help him find his curse, to help him cure his curse and find the cures. Because holding his mortal life over his head as ransom, I don't know, with an avarice mind as twisted as his has become, I'm not sure that's much of a path forward.
So my question then would be, are we going to deceive him that we would help him? Or will we, in earnest, try to help him after our mission is done?
I lead with the heart and follow with the fist.
So true. Everyone deserves to feel the joy of being mortal, aging, back pain, seeing everyone around you die. It's a great time.
You're describing my life, my real life.
This is so I guess between deception and persuasion, what do we all have from our stats wise? I have a +12 in deception, and then I have a +8 in persuasion.
I have +9 deception, +13 persuasion.
So I guess let's do a quick
Yeah,
vote.
I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle. Let's do a quick vote. Who would want to persuade and who wants to deceive? And depending on what our answer is, either Sue will be the persuader or I'll be the deceiver.
Well, let me throw this out there. I don't know that we know how to help him. So I think we could earnestly say we're going to help him, even if we don't know how we're going to help him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know that we know enough to intentionally deceive. I don't know. Yeah. I think he could see through maybe. I guess the deception is that we have to convince him that we will be able to help him. So.
Perhaps if any of you have the gift of gab, you could learn more.
It's true. Oh yeah, we could just ask how he could be helped.
That's true. Who has good charisma? I guess that's another one.
I've got a +8.
Insight, I think, might be the check here. Decides whether you can determine the true intentions of a creature.
I'm a -1 on insight. Cadmius Bane steps back. It's like I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm only a
can't read it.
+1.
I'm a +5. What about Horbeck? I'm guessing
Guessing not high.
not high. And I sense Sue is not feeling at the most peak of her performance right now, so perhaps I can give it a try and see if we could coax a little bit more information out from Birdman, whatever his name was.
Yeah, let's get him talking.
Okay. So I'll move forward. Has he said his name? I don't remember.
He has,
Okay.
and his name is Nick Belamoon. This was shared with Abasi said his name.
Oh, I think I'm actually stepping on someone. I can't really do that. I'm gonna. How do you do the center tile again?
Shift.
Okay, there we go. Oh, great. Nick Bellamoon, may I enter your domicile?
Enter you may.
Okay, so I'm going to walk right here.
I am Nek Bellamoon.
I am Atreus. I've heard many a story of you in our world, and
What? Tell me, what have you heard? Feed my ego.
I've heard of your greatness and your prowess and strength and your cunning, and I heard that you may have at one point in time been cursed. Is this true? Have you been cursed?
The curse is the pardon my reference, but it's the bane of my existence. The gods twisted my form, cursed me forever, cast me aside, the shriveled version of myself. All for what? Wanting the best? Wanting the magics? Wanting the treasure? What harm is that?
It does seem to be unfair. I mean, there are so many in the world who want the finer things. You know, I agree that does not seem to make sense.
The finer things are good. The finer things are sought after, yes? No?
Yes, I agree. And do you know of the origins of this curse? Like how what gods did it and what it's comprised of? Have you tried to end the curse, or what ways have you tried to end the curse?
I spent my twisted mortal life searching for magics that could reverse this curse. Many a mystic made promises they could not keep. Many a mystic no longer walks this plane. But alas, the Demon Queen sought me out and made me a deal that I could not possibly pass up.
And what was the deal she made you?
Serve her, and she will give me immortality and untwist my form and empower me into what you see today.
So not that she would break the curse, she would just provide you immortality. Do you still desire the curse to be broken?
So he goes a bit silent and sort of in his own head, sort of thinking that through.
That I am still cursed, but I am cursed within this shell, with the powers that I have.
Is that desirable for you?
I desire the sun. I desire the sky. The sky is where I live. The sky is where I fly.
Because it sounds like to me, the queen has no true desire to free you of your curse or help you, other than to keep you in this form, so that you may serve her needs and not your own, and allow you to go out, cure yourself, and continue finding the trinkets and the good things that you desire.
But what is the alternative?
Well, perhaps there are those who could help you find a cure to your curse, if you're willing to, say, provide some help and assistance to them.
Like what?
Well, we are in search of certain scepters, or scepter.
You want my scepter?
Well, what our goal is to put an end to the Demon Queen. That way, anyone who is beholden to her could go about their own lives and continue with what their goals and their needs are, and not be confined to whatever deal they made with her. And we, of course, after our tasks are done, we're more than willing to help others who may need, say, curses lifted or in search of shiny things. We may be able to help if we are provided assistance in our tasks at hand that need to be completed within the next few hours.
You talk in circles, Atreus. You make promises, but I don't hear any specifics around what you want from me and what I will get in return.
If you are willing to provide us with the scepter, we will. Once we are done with killing the Demon Queen and dispatching of her, we will help find a cure to your curse. A lot has changed in the hundreds of years you've been here. We have a lot of connections, and mystics have learned new things, so we will help you search and find the cure so that you could be back to your former self. And obviously, as I could see from the room above, you have plenty of wealth that I'm sure you want to use and add more to that collection.
So he's sort of thinking this through. So what I need you to do is I need you to roll. Are you persuading or are you deceiving?
I think I will persuade. Does that sound right, guys? Persuasion? I think that's what we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And is that against charisma or what is that against?
Charisma.
Charisma. Roll.
Ooh. Team just rolled past it. Damn it. I got 11. Does he kind of pause for a while at least and think about it?
So, Nakbelamun, the watchful eye, you have to understand, as Abasi told you, he weaves lies. He weaves promises. He's a trickster. And he has a charisma of 20. Plus a number that I won't tell you. So it's tough.
I should have went with deception.
So it's not, the door hasn't slammed shut, right? The door hasn't slammed shut, but that was definitely, you didn't sleep this general like you did the last one. So, he considers for a second, you see this big, like, beaky grin, appear on his face.
Atreus, you trickster. You're trying to trick me. You're trying to deceive me. You cannot deceive me. I am a legendary trickster. I am the watchful eye. I am the trickster. I tricked you. I tricked them.
By no means. We genuinely are looking to help you if you can help us. Are you familiar with the Feywild?
I am not familiar with the Feywild.
That is the realm that I am from, and that there are many, many more magical creatures that are much more powerful than even some of the gods that you are probably familiar with here that will have the knowledge in the Feywild. And once we are done with our quest here, providing you help, I will go back and bring some of those mages from the Feywild here to help you, to see how they can transform you back and end your curse.
Roll a persuasion check.
Come on, give me something good. 24?
You have my ear. But I do not trust you. I do not trust you. While I believe that you may in some way, shape, or form be sincere enough to have what I need, I don't know that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Methinks, with the Demon Queen dispatched, and let's be frank, I'm not convinced from what I've seen that you have it in you to dispatch the Demon Queen. But I would be free to rule the ground and to rule the sky and to rule this plane. I would be the one in control. I would be the one in power, and no god will look upon me and not tremble.
Is that what you desire then?
I am a god now, subservient to a more powerful god, but I am a god.
I wouldn't necessarily say you were a god if you were subservient to someone, right?
I am a
don't
god.
believe gods are subservient to anyone.
Are you a monotheist?
I kind of turned back to everybody like, hey guys, I'm kind of running out of ideas here. Anyone else at this point?
Ask him what he wants.
What would you want from us to convince you to provide us the use of your scepter? What can we give you?
Dispatch the Demon Queen. Release me from my lair. And leave me to bring my rule upon this plane.
Sure, we will help you if you toss us the scepter right now. We will.
I do not toss, I fly. But I will have you know one thing for sure. If at any moment the tides begin to turn, I will end you myself.
I will take that as a challenge to make sure
Take
the
that as a
tide
promise. This is not a challenge, this is a promise.
don't turn. We'll see. But I agree upon these terms. If you give us the scepter, we will dispatch of the Demon Queen.
And as you guys are talking, and as he sort of is raising his voice and sort of trying to show his badassery, you know, he does that bird thing where he sort of puffs up, gets a little larger, right? You can see he's pretty formidable, and swarms and swirls of vultures begin to spiral down below and from the nests.
As he does that, I use my Fey feature, shape-changing feature, shape change, and I change into more of a bird-like creature as well.
All right.
Right in front of him. Aarakocra, I'll say.
Is this Sue would be so proud. Is this a durable change, or is this something that we're going to role play through?
We could just role play through it because
Okay.
we don't have to take the time to find a character. Technically, I will actually change appearance until I decide to change again, but
I see
don't want
you
to
play into my ego. I applaud you, Birdman.
Well, thank you, oh great vulture god.
I knew. I told
I
you.
doubt.
I told you. A trickster know a trickster. And I can appreciate, but I do not trust. So tell me now, when I turn the scepter of dawn over to you, what guarantees have I that you shall release me?
The best I can do is our word. We are all, and we have one of the monks of the monastery here, I forgot what Abasi's monastery is, who will keep us honest, as well as a paladin as well, who will make sure we obey by our word. They do not break their bonds.
They do not break their bonds? They do not break their bonds? They bound me to this nest. Those are the very monks that put me here.
Abasi is not the same monks. He is, his only goal is to kill the demon queen.
So as like you see out of the corner of your eye, sort of Abasi starts to sort of slowly Homer Simpson into the shrubs, right, and sort of like backing out, right? Of of all of that. And I'm gonna roll something real quick just for my own shits and giggles.
Oops, I didn't want to do that. Hold on, I just wanted to turn.
All right, did you guys see that roll?
9?
Yeah,
What's that?
a 6.
Is it a 9 or
it's
a
a 6.
6?
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So he's good to go, right? So Abasi disappears around the corner, like basically, do not pass go. I was never here, right? And Nekamun does not know that you're with one of those monks, and you get the feeling you might want to keep it that way.
Sure.
So I think what you've learned is like this Nekbelamun does not give a flying crap about the Demon Queen, right? Like he's like an indentured servant, right? She served an end. He got his mortality. He was untwisted. He has powers, but he's definitely not in charge, right? And you see the sort of the gears spinning in his head, right? And he looks you in the eye and is like,
How many other generals have you visited? What promises have you made to them?
We have visited 2 other generals. One we have dispatched of already, and the Scorpion. And the other we have
The Scorpion has a name. Tell me its name.
Don't remember. Do you guys remember the name? I don't. Hold on.
Should we just show off the scepters that we've collected?
Oh yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like hold my scepter up and wave it around.
Oh,
all right. So you don't. So yeah. So move. You have to move into eye shot so he can see. And which one are you? Which one is that?
So
I've got Dawn, which was the crocodile one.
And it's
and
so you.
before they
I've
walk
got
in,
night.
I tell the vulture god, I can't say that name, that 2 of my companions are going to come in to show something. I don't want them to get startled or anything.
You dispatched Secretage, the Midnight Whisper? How? In what plane? In what way? How did you possibly dispatch the Midnight Whisper?
A lot of crits.
With hitting and punching.
Perhaps you're more formidable than I thought. What else do you have to show me?
Dob, do you want to show the other scepter?
Yeah, I'm gonna wave my scepter around.
I'm not making out which scepter is that. If you're so far away.
Scepter of Dawn.
The Scepter of Dawn? Ansubek? You dispatched Ansubek?
Yes.
Put him to bed.
From the water plane?
We laid him to sleep, to the eternal sleep.
He sleeps. So he's not
We laid him-
dispatched.
We laid him to his eternal sleep.
How?
Because we're badass.
So you were on a good path, and you may have overplayed your hand. So Nekbelamun sort of raises its head and sort of cocks it sideways, as birds do, right? And sort of sizing you up, because that's some pretty strong magics, putting a monstrosity down, right? For eternal, right? So you basically said this thing is going to permanently sleep. So it's gonna suss some things out, but just sort of know, like you get this feeling that you may be losing some ground on this conversation.
Tell me more about this eternal sleep that you speak of. How are
It
you
doesn't
capable of
matter.
such magics?
It doesn't matter how we dispatched it. What matters is we have 2 of what four scepters we need to finalize our quest of killing the queen, providing you with your freedom.
Does not matter. Does not matter. Imagine this. You're attacking the queen, and out of nowhere comes Ansubek, right? Fresh from a slumber, and he sees me. How do you think that'll play out?
Well, he wouldn't see you. He would just know we had your scepter. He would probably assume you were dispatched. I don't know.
And when he finds me without my scepter, and when he finds you with my scepter, what conclusions will he draw?
The same he does when he sees us with all the other scepters as well.
Yes, but the other scepters are attached to dead generals.
He will assume that every general has been dispatched or dead. If you don't want to help us, we can leave and go search for the other scepter while you think about it. If you want to stay beholden to the queen, that is of your choice. But we're providing you a way out of this, so that you may take over as you wish.
And what of the sepulchre of dust? Have you dispatched that general?
No, we came to you next, knowing that you are of a wise general and understand the need to dispatch the queen.
So you have not faced Anubet, the Stygian monolith?
Not as
I am not convinced. I'm not convinced that you will survive this. You have one general sleeping, one general dispatched. You're negotiating with me. I will make you a deal. You come back with the scepter that is guarded by Anubet, and I will gladly trust you. I will gladly aid you to an extent until it puts myself at risk. That is the deal.
What do you guys say? What do you think?
Yeah, that kind of works for me. We can do this.
We're gonna get right now.
Okay, we accept your deal. I could caw that, by the way, because I'm still in bird form, Aarakocra form. So I say yes and then go ah, and then.
I appreciate you speaking my language, and it reminds me of this podcast I once listened to, Nerd Poker. Arakaku, I believe was it called. Arakaku.
So it is a podcast, and I believe that we both. Is that where you got that call from? Yeah. It's sad that I knew that. So it seems like you have, through your sort of ineptitude of overplaying your hand, you found a path. You found the path forward with this bird creature. And to be frank, I did not know how you were going to pull it off, because when you started this conversation, I really could not think of a possible way you could persuade this guy to help you. But you did find a path forward. So, of course, it's riddled with pain. So, he's described. He's implied that the thing you're going to come across is as a monolith, right? So, it leads you to believe that it's clobbering time, right? Like it's going to be pretty significant. But you see, he's sort of tired of this conversation, right? And sort of exhausted him. And you get the feeling that he maybe has one or two answers left in him before he gets annoyed, and the vultures swarm you.
All right. We will be on our way then, and we will return with the third and scepter.
Sure you will. Sure you will. But I will thank you in advance for whatever damage you have done has made my path to glory easier. So for that, I do thank you. And I look forward to our next meeting.
Yes.
And you sense a lot of sarcasm in that last comment, because there's no world where he thinks you're coming back alive. So
And as I walk out, I turn back to my original form.
Okay, so you're back. You guys.
Just to make it easier for.
So Nakbela Moon, sort of rustles down as a bird does, and sort of cozies up next to, next to this I cannot pronounce that goddamn word. Tomb. I'm gonna start saying tomb. You guys, that works for you guys, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. So where are you guys gonna head? You gonna try to head back east?
I guess let's head back out to the main chamber and figure out where the next. Maybe there's some clues to how to defeat that guy out there. We've never really searched for like any clues on that, did we? I don't know. But obviously we need to go back to the main chamber and go to the next.
All right. So Abasi is gonna head to the middle room just to get there, and I'll move Horbeck as well. It seems like this is running smoother, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say, so the one downside of having all of the HUDs up is when I have the one that slides in from the left, the one at the top, now I can't move that one around, and so it kind of obscures the top portion of the newer HUD that you just did.
Yeah, there's a lot going on at the top left.
Yeah.
Oh, if you click away, it should go away.
Nope.
Oh, can you not collapse it when it's open?
The top one?
What is the top one? Oh, you mean the other HUD, the action HUD?
Yeah, where it's just like all the actions. That one I can't.
So let me ask you this: is anyone married to that one? I can totally get rid of that one.
Yeah, I don't use that one.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I use the bottom one.
All right.
That really cool one.
Honestly, Dabol, I thought that you would be the biggest fan of that mega menu action HUD for some reason. I don't know why.
I do like that it has all the stuff, but the bottom one is just so fancy.
Yeah. So I think. What about the left rail one? You want to? We haven't been in combat yet. Want to see how useful that is?
Hey, I'm liking the left one so far.
I like the upper one too.
Wait, you like the upper one?
Yeah.
So the one with all the mega menus?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll leave it for another round and see if it lives. What I want to do is I'm happy to run 2 of them, but I don't want to run 3 of them. So we'll let you guys play with all 3 of them for a little while. Again, I have to keep reminding myself the whole point of this team is to experiment with stuff. So I always forget that. Cool. So and have you played with the left rail one yet, Sue?
Oh.
Okay, that'll be probably. I think you might get to actually have some combat today. So, you guys are all in this main room. Abasi's.
Really quick, yeah. As I left, I closed and locked the door to the Noxuna Moon. Necromaloon.
All right. Abasi, when he sees you do that, he says, I'll do it in voice.
I'm not sure that was a good idea.
We shall see.
That's not going to like build the trust you're after. Locking him into that room.
Hey, trust goes both ways. I have yet to see trust that he won't come out after us as we're trying to go for the other scepter. I don't believe that he's an outstanding citizen, I shall say.
So that exchange took a little bit of time, so we're advancing the time to 1 o'clock. It is now 1 p.m. Dong. I think I have a... Oh, wow. Hold on. There's a sundial. that can advance 20 minutes at a time. I did not know this was a thing. Or
8 p.m.
okay, so hold on. It's got to get to.
That's cool. The like sun actually moved its position in the bar too when you did that. That's really cool.
Oh crap.
I
Okay,
gotta
hold
run
on.
downstairs and get a beer. I'll be right back.
You do that. I gotta take this back to the time it was. I didn't realize it was changing the time of day properly. Okay, so it was 1 p.m., right? $1:15. Oop, 1. All right. Okay, so that's where the sundial is. It's at 1 p.m. And you know that when that sundial faces directly south, you're out of time. Because that'll be 6 a.m. when you started. Cool. Funny thing happens when you click a thing and not know what it does, and there it is. So, yay. All right. So you're in this room. You see there's a hallway heading to the north, to the northeast. It's one of the last hallways you've not gone down. Abasi says like this is the way, but I dare not go first.
No, this is the way. And I put a helmet on. Just kidding. Sorry. Mandalorian, anyone? No.
Got it.
Shall
Which
we?
of you brave men is going to lead the way? Or women?
Dob looks like he's going for it. Wait. Oh. Are we all in here?
I think so.
I think we're missing Sue.
Oh, where's Sue? Oh, there comes Sue. I don't know if somebody else is driving her or if she's driving herself. All right. So,
do we want to stack up as to like how we want to enter the hallway?
So just on the stairways, Dabble, you see what is clearly a jackal-headed mosaic, right? And even just going up the stairs, like the air becomes somewhat dry, and sort of bitter. Sort of the air coming up from under the door feels a little bit bitter.
Is Horbeck our only tank?
Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, I think he's the main one.
I guess. So each time there's always been a hallway, right? We've never like went directly into a room with a boss, right? There's always been something there for like.
I feel like maybe there's traps or something we have to watch out for, but mostly it's just home.
So Horbeck is up front, right? Like he's heard you talking about him, and he's like, maybe indeed. And I think if Mark were here as the tank, he'd say, look, I've got a good chunk of my health left, right? I'm feeling pretty alive. I'll lead the way. And as he reaches for the door, you hear Bossy.
Hey! You may want to check with Atreus and see how he wants you to open the door.
So, Abasi's sassing you a little bit, right? It's good-hearted, but at the same time, like, yeah. You didn't like how he opened the door.
I turn to Abasi and shapeshift an arm into an Aarakocra wing and give him the bird.
The irony's not lost on him that you just left a bird.
And then I turn back.
So you see a slight grin, good ribbon amongst comrades.
So non-gameplay thing, have you guys been having, every time I move, like turn my character, it's been unselecting my character, and I have to reselect it every time I've just been turning my character's space.
That was a
Wait, so-
request. So there's either it always stays selected or it'll unselect when it loses focus, because you guys were accidentally like killing each other and targeting each other. That was a request from you guys.
Okay, that like it hadn't done it before, so I wasn't sure if that's something we did intentionally or if it was just an issue. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And we haven't had the game lock up yet, probably because no one's tried to measure stuff right now. I don't know if that's fixed, but maybe the next time we play, we should try to measure in advance. I've really enjoyed the not crashingness of this session so far. So
I can try and measure something right now.
oh, could you just? That would be spectacular. All right, so Horback looks over his shoulder and is like, ready?
Gotta do it.
Let's go for it.
Do it.
So, Horback opens the door and steps in, right? Not very far, but he's just a ways in. And
Be careful for shoots.
yeah, it was definitely like once that door's open, that floor air is very dry and it really begins to taste bitter. There's a thin haze of smoke that fills the entryway, growing stronger and thicker with each step down this hall. You soon as you approach the end, you see this great iron brazier, crackling and spewing purple smoke, clearly the source of the acrid tinge in the air that stings your eyes. So as you get to that sort of juncture, you see that the hallway creeps both to the north and to the south. So north of that brazier and south of that brazier.
I want to look around, see if there's any visible booby traps in the hall or on the floor or anything on the walls that might trigger some sort of trap.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You're looking for traps?
Yeah.
All right, so roll.
What do you want me to roll?
Is that investigation?
It's investigation.
Thank God. Ooh, I thought I botched. That was a close one.
You did not botch. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Within reach and within sight, you don't see anything. Anything of note that has you too worried. But let me hold on. Let me check one thing out. Yeah. All right, give me 1 second, because also, we need to go to. Hold on. A little different vibe than the bird room. I'll let you take in the ambience for a second. So yeah, you don't really see anything specific. That's all I'm going to tell you, right?
Is there any markings or anything on the wall, like anything of interest along the wall, like runes or anything that may give us some clues as to what we're facing, or
No.
The nature of the purple brazier?
Yeah. So like this feels very like this feels, the air feels very thick and unnecessarily acrid. From where Dob Bull is standing, he sees a door. So he sees to the south, the hallway creeps around. To the north, it creeps around, sort of leading you to believe it's another one of those sort of like double entries into a room, but you could be wrong. But to the northwest, you do see a door. A normal-sized door, not a spectacular big door, just a normal-sized door.
Should we go check out that room first? Maybe there's some sort of clue as to this general and how to defeat him, or although last time we did that there was mummies too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm torn. I think those extra rooms generally haven't been helpful, but maybe this is the one. I don't know.
Roll of the dice. Should we look to see if the door, like, is there any traps on the door, or like, do we hear anything on the other side of the door? Any noises or anything?
Roll a perception. Whoever is listening at the door, it looks like we've got Atreus and I think Horbeck would have sort of followed you in. So Atreus and Cadmius, roll your perceptions. A 13 and a 24. So you hear not much, but a 24 is solid enough. You hear what sounds like coins sliding upon coins, as if piles of coins are sort of being just mildly disturbed, right? You don't hear breathing per se, right? But you do hear a slight sort of soft, a soft sliding sound, right? Possibly something disturbing the coins or whatever else. It's not agitated. It's not aggro, right? There's just some sort of movement, almost as if something is just sort of settling in.
The way things have been going, I don't like that sound, even though it doesn't sound much. Like I could think of like some sort of serpent-like creature in there waiting for us.
Yeah.
Blood with something.
As you're discussing this, you hear another sound coming from that room, and it sounds like sort of something thumping, maybe in a wooden box, right? But that's all you're gonna get for the 24. Like it doesn't sound like there's a giant monster hiding in the coinage, but it sounds like there's something possibly trapped inside of something in that room, sort of trying to jostle its way out.
That sounds like a mummy to me.
Yeah.
I say we just bypass that.
Roll a nature check real quick.
Who do you want to roll nature?
You're the one who was talking about what you hear. It's not a mummy. You know it's not a mummy. That's not the sound of a mummy. That's the sound of something in a box. Something contained.
I guess I reach out and just knock on the door, like kind of a loud, not super loud, but just enough for something in there to potentially hear, like that.
So loud enough for something in that room to hear, but not loud enough for potentially anything else that you've not discovered to hear, if there is anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So you hear coming from that room just a little bit more sort of a little more thumping from the box, right? It almost sounds a little desperate.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I am intrigued now.
Yeah,
I gotta say, my curiosity is piqued a little bit.
something interesting and useful for the fight.
I also want to remember, don't we still have the side quest to awake the sleeping warrior too, like to help us? Isn't there something we're supposed to do to find out, like how we can awake her?
Yeah, I think the idea was that she would have information that would have helped you understand the generals you were fighting. Just to rewind, like, a couple of months, back when we were still trying to figure out everything. But yeah, I think that was sort of the you want to know more about these quests, wake that lady up.
Yeah, what happened to the quest tracker?
Oh wait, where is the quest tracker? I think you have to open it. It is. What's it look like? Was it a feather?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to find incense, restorative ointment, and perform the ritual, and we never did. We had 4 of the 7 things we needed.
Oh yeah, there's quest tracker.
Oh well.
Yeah, you're looking at Wake the Sleeper, right?
Yeah, that's the one I was
yeah, confront. Yeah, you had to confront the last to learn about the sleeper. Seek out the dead. Find the items to wake the sleeper. You need to find incense, restore the restorative ointment, and perform the ritual.
Oh, we've done well.
Wait, so I noticed like the scepter of night, it still says 0 objectives of 2. Shouldn't we have already, like, some of these, shouldn't they be marked off?
Yes, they should. I don't know what you're talking about. they're
It
there.
says 2 of 2 from what I see, Curtis.
What else
I
do you
don't know
have?
what you're looking at.
Do you have?
I think
do you
there's
have?
also a Scepter of Dawn too that we have too. Just,
Yeah, let me mark those.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, sorry guys, I forgot that we actually were using this thing. This is actually very handy. I don't know why I forgot that we're using it. So.
Okay, do we want to open the door? I think we.
I'm kind of curious to see what's in there now. I know I'm gonna regret this, but
In D&D, how many
been in
bad things
battle
have
in a
been behind
while.
a door? Really, I mean, think about it.
Before Cadmus opens the door, I get ready with my longsword just to make sure if anything comes out of the door, I'm ready to attack. Just to let you know, DM, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm assuming, Cadmus, by the way, that you were going to open the door. You sounded like you were about to. So.
Yeah, I think I'll open the door.
All right.
Are we
Door's
all ready?
open. The door is open.
Cadmus walks in and quickly goes to his right.
All right, so you walk in, right? So this small room is piled with gold and gems which sparkle in the light from the open door. Cobwebs span across the ceiling, and the scent of dust mixed with old metal and acrid smoke from outside the vault compete for a place in the forefront of your senses. Every now and then, there's a faint thump of wood jostling of coins somewhere in the back of the room.
Okay, the spider webs are creeping me out.
Right. So, again, you are Cadmius. Who's all in? You're just Cadmius, right? So what you see, like, just like that other vault, right? Like, there is so much treasure here, right? You would never be able to, you never have to work another day of your life, right? If there was any possible way for you to transport this treasure, right? So, assuming you survive this whole thing, perhaps, you could walk away with your pockets full. Roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Whoever's in the room, roll the investigation check. We got ourselves a 13.
Oh, 14.
Well, I'd say plus 1, 14.
Oh, plus 5. Ooh, Dob, on a roll.
All right, so there's a massive a chest constructed of iron and rotting wood is sort of packed with ancient bars of electrum and silver that are just stamped with markers that will never be matched to its creators, right? Like, there's no telling where this came from. All told, there are probably 20 ingots of silver and platinum each. piles of coin, jewelry, and pieces of gems are easily amount to 200,000 gold pieces worth of valuables. A few random gold ingots sit nested in gold piles, about 6 all told. The marker marks are unfamiliar. There's an ornate chest half buried with gold and rather new-looking dagger jammed into its latch, preventing it from opening. The chest jostles every now and then. Something seems to be inside it.
Cadmius turns over to Dob. What do you think? You think it's something good trapped in there, or?
Yeah, can we just check out the chest, make sure it's not trapped, or understand if it's locked, how it's locked?
Oh, by the dagger in the lock.
By the way, time check. I only have about 10 minutes left. So.
And you only have about 10 minutes left to play anyway tonight, so I'm with you. So roll an investigation check for me, like whoever's in the room, and who's trying to understand this box. Ooh.
I'm glad I'm not in combat right now.
Yeah, that's all right. So, Atreus, we got a 12 from Sue. Awesome, 18. So you guys are good to go. You're looking at this box, right? And you're able to sort of jostle it around and move it and shake some of the coins from it. And this box, it's in surprisingly good shape, right? As you sort of move it around, something sort of jostles and thumps dully right within it, right? And again, you get the feeling that something's trying to get out. You think to yourself, genie? Maybe? Who knows?
How big is this box?
I
thought it was a large chest at first, but
yeah, but it is. Well, it's not officially a chest. It's actually a box, right? But it's big. It's as big as a chest, right? One of you could easily fit in it.
Okay.
And it's in pretty good shape, right? There's all sorts of art on the side, right? And there's symbols and things that you can identify. There's what looks to be sort of the faded painting of sort of a great snake with wings, right? It's flying under the symbol of a sun. It's adorned with like various what you think are religious symbols, right? But this is all very ancient stuff, right? And most interestingly, what you see is a fine bronze latch is keeping this thing locked, right? It's amazing craftsmanship. It's whoever built this really was great at their trade. And there's a bit of thin bronze chain attached to this chest, and at the end of this is a key.
Why do I get a sense this is a mimic? Anyone else getting a mimic vibe?
We've done so much investigation. I feel like we would deserve to know at this point, but
I have a crowbar. Well, I guess there's a key there, so I guess we could just try to grab the key and unlock it.
Should we ask who's in there?
Well, that's a good.
See if it's a thing that can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask away.
Who's in there? Is somebody in there?
My name is Rasius.
Jesus Christ, that's creepy.
Look, can you repeat what you said? What was your name?
Rasius. Let me out.
Oh, now I'm getting
trapped in here for so long. I've been trapped in here for so long. Let me out.
How long have you been trapped in there?
I have no sense of time, but it seems like an eternity.
All right. Atreus says, "Nope, I ain't dealing with little kids. I'm out." He goes out of the room. He's like, "Nope,
Please.
no.
Please help me.
That's all you
I will
got."
make it worth your time. I promise I will make it worth your time.
How might you make it worth our time?
Are you good? Or are you evil?
We are.
Yeah,
We are good.
We good. Are you good?
I'm very good.
Who trapped
I have
you
vowed.
in here?
I have vowed eons ago to to serve any who release me from this box.
Who trapped you in here? Answer the question. Who trapped you in here?
I do not know. It's been so long. It's been so long. I do not know. I knew that they were. I know that they were. I know that they were unkind. They were not good. They were bad.
How can we trust that you're good?
There is nothing I can do or give you other than my word. I have everything to lose.
If we were to let you out, how would you help us? Our quest is to kill the demon queen.
I will assist. You have my word.
How could you, this small creature in a box, assist a group like us?
Because I once served Goddess Wajet.
Cadmius turns over to Atreus. What do you think, man?
Oh,
Do you hear of this goddess?
I went out of the room because once I heard a little creepy voice, I said, nope. I left. So it's just you and Dob.
Sorry, turns to Dob.
I will tell you. I will tell you what I know is Wajet was a kind and good goddess. If she truly served Wajet, she too is an honorable and good creature. If she's telling the truth.
Cadmius turns to Dob, and it's like, I don't know. I kind of want to open this box.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back and say, go for it.
All right.
But
if you want to get out of the room, get out of the room.
But when you do, you have to ask, what's in the box?
I have to be crying at the same time.
Cadmius, I believe your path is true, and your honor is good. But I also believe that we should shut this door in case anything goes wrong.
Yeah, you guys shut the door.
Knock 3 times if it is safe. And
I will knock 3 times and give a caca. So with that, it's me.
Abasi shuts the door. So you unlocking the box?
Down and I'm unlocking the box. I mean, Cadmius is unlocking the box.
So you guys can't see this because the door is closed.
Sorry, wrong voice. You guys can't see this because the door is closed. But Cadmius, what you hear is,
oh my god, what is your name, good sir? In the name of Wajet, I thank you. You have my service.
And what you see is this creature. Her name is Areas, and she is a winged snake. A huge blue cobra with yellow streaks and scales and broad hawk wings and bolts that fly. She wends through the air, like flying around this room, just in this very small space, just so happy to be free. There is no malice or anger or hate, nothing but glorious happiness to be free. And she looks at you, Cadmius, says, what?
Kind sir, what is your name?
My name is Cadmius Delbane. I've been a warrior for many years and a paladin. I've never seen such a happier creature than you. I've seen so much destruction and death. How were you put into this box, and why?
I was eons ago by evil religious zealots that did not follow the way of Wajet. I did my best to protect the goddess of her. I know what came of my goddess, but I was put in this box and left.
I feel I need to learn more of this goddess you served. She sounds truly wonderful. I would love to stand here and get to know you better, but we are on a time crunch and a mission. We have a demon queen who is about to get resurrected, and we need to ensure that that does not happen. Otherwise, the fate of the world will lie in our failure.
Well, I have been asleep and only recently woke, so I am not sure what lies beyond this door, but you have my promise for releasing me, Mr. Delbane, that your will is my will.
We would greatly appreciate your assistance if you'd care to join us.
So, no zombies, which is nice. You guys hear knock, 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 and
Caw-caw!
open up the door. And you guys, see behind Cadmius, with no fear in his eyes, this giant creature starts to sort of come out of the room and down the hall, right through the thing. And you can see
She's friendly.
Uraeus, a winged cobra.
She may look frightening, but she is incredibly friendly and grateful for being let out.
I know nothing of this place. Where am I?
I think
All right,
Motley could probably describe that best.
I have to call it a night, by the way.
And me too. So I think that's the end note, right? So when no battles tonight, which I think was okay. You guys made a lot of progress. You have a promise from the bird general, whose name now suddenly escapes me, although I said it 1,000 times. That
I need to write this down.
If you return with the next scepter, he will gladly aid you in your quest by giving you the scepter. Not necessarily fighting next to you, but he will turn on you if he feels that the battle starts to go against your favor. You have met a creature named Uraeus, and she is now indebted to Cadmius for releasing her. Not a familiar. This creature has its own free will and could potentially wander off if it wanted to, but has promised to aid you in your fight. And she does look kind of badass. You do not know what's to the north. You do not know what's to the south, but you do know that your eyes burn and your throat burns from this air, and that's never a good sign. And on that note, until the next time on the Motley Few Adventure Hour. So thank you all. It has been forever. It was a lot of fun. And I know that we didn't get to kill anything tonight, but sometimes narrative's not a bad thing. You guys did a lot of interesting stuff.
This was a fun narrative. I am glad that you kind of convinced us to go in the room.
Well, I didn't convince you. I left it to your own devices. But also, Sue, thank you so much for, Milan, thank you so much for playing through the pain. I know you have COVID and it's late there, so please, please, please get some sleep. Right? Oh, you look too happy. You don't have COVID. You're faking it. You look way too happy. No. And then you and I personally, we should catch up because I want to know sort of what's unfolded in your life since we last did our one-on-one, our little mentor. For the rest of you guys, I will see some of you on Friday at D&D. Otherwise, I'll see the rest of you next time we play. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys. See ya.